A lot of times when people feel that you love them, they start using it against you to manipulate you and attack.
Exclusive bombshell. Alexandra Eala obliterates Nicki Minaj in an unprecedented showdown, leaving fans and insiders alike stunned. "I will never appear with you." The words that ignited a firestorm and shattered expectations across the globe. This isn't hyperbole. What unfolded between rising tennis sensation Alexandra Eala and rap icon Nicki Minaj may well be the most explosive celebrity feud of 2026 so far. The collision was so unexpected, so dramatic, and so jaw-dropping that it instantly broke the internet. This is not your typical celebrity clash, where industry peers exchange subliminal jabs on social media. No, this is a confrontation between two entirely separate worlds, sports and music, that should never have intersected, and yet chaos erupted when they did. On one side stands Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old tennis prodigy from the Philippines, tearing through the Women's Tennis Association tour with precision, grit, and an almost supernatural determination. Fresh from a remarkable victory over Olympic silver medalist Donna Vake at the ASB Classic in Auckland, Eala represents the pinnacle of professional sports, disciplined, humble, relentless, and carrying the pride of her nation every time she steps on court. She is grace under pressure personified, the embodiment of perseverance, the beacon of inspiration for young athletes worldwide. Her rise has been meteoric. After a breakthrough 2025 season that vaulted her into the WTA Top 50, she has become a legitimate national hero in a country not traditionally known for producing elite tennis talent, and she entered 2026 with performances that left fans and competitors alike in awe. Her recent match against Vake was a masterclass in mental toughness, coming back from a first-set deficit to claim victory, defying expectations and demonstrating a steely resilience that marks the arrival of a true champion. On the other side is Nicki Minaj, the self-proclaimed queen of rap, whose career has been built on controversy, confidence, and an unapologetic persona that commands both adoration and criticism. Yet, insiders note that Minaj's star has dimmed in recent years, plagued by polarizing political alignments, multiple social media deactivations hinting at internal crisis management, and the creeping sense that the cultural zeitgeist may be moving on without her. In response, her team reportedly scrambled to stage a PR masterstroke, a collaboration designed to merge the worlds of elite sports and music, recast Minaj as the empowering female icon she once was, and regain cultural dominance. But what was intended as a calculated strategic move instead erupted into an international incident, igniting allegations of xenophobia, sparking debates over national respect, and fueling a rapidly growing boycott movement threatening to impact a multi-million-dollar music empire. Remarkably, the confrontation reportedly ended with Minaj, known for her toughness and bravado, breaking down in tears, a humanizing yet shocking moment given her public persona. The story is far richer and more explosive than what headlines have suggested. Exclusive insider accounts, leaked communications, and first-hand reports reveal how a seemingly routine business meeting escalated into a full-scale cultural spectacle. From Manila to Los Angeles, fans and critics alike are picking sides, defending Eala as a national hero or Minaj as a misunderstood icon, while the world watches this unprecedented collision of fame, talent, and ego. To understand the magnitude, consider where each woman was before the clash. Alexandra Eala is no longer a promising junior whisperer in tennis circles. She has arrived as a force to be reckoned with. Her 2025 season established her as a top 50 WTA player and a symbol of national pride in the Philippines. Her 2026 campaign began with a kind of performance that stops casual fans in their tracks, an upset over Donna Vake, the Croatian Olympic silver medalist. Down one set 4-6, Eala refused to yield to inexperience or doubt, battling through adversity with a blend of technical skill and mental fortitude that has become her signature. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj was navigating the precarious terrain of sustaining relevance in an evolving cultural landscape. Between PR crises and attempts to reclaim her throne as a dominant female artist, she approached the collaboration with Eala as a calculated opportunity, only to have the plan spiral beyond control, revealing vulnerabilities beneath the confident, larger-than-life persona. The collision between Ella's emerging athletic excellence and Minaj's fading yet still formidable pop culture influence created a spectacle that the world could not ignore, one that combines sports triumph, celebrity clash, national pride, and international scrutiny into a narrative that is as compelling as it is unprecedented. This feud is more than headlines. It is a cultural moment, a clash of disciplines, identities, and generational energy, setting the stage for conversations that will dominate both sports and entertainment for months to come. Instead of faltering, Eala dug deep, tapped into reserves few knew she had, and mounted a comeback that left everyone breathless. She dominated the next two sets 6-4, 6-4, completing a stunning turnaround that sent the Auckland crowd into a frenzy and reverberated across the tennis world. This wasn't luck or her opponent having an off day. It was a statement. Alexandra Eala was announcing, in no uncertain terms, that she belonged at the sport's highest levels, capable of challenging and defeating players with achievements she still aspires to reach, signaling that 2026 could be the year of her breakthrough. After the match, Eala remained characteristically humble, telling reporters that a difficult preseason had tested her resilience, but she was proud to show up and compete at this level. She expressed heartfelt gratitude to her supporters back home, switching to Tagalog to say "Maraming salamat" to the Filipino fans who had supported her journey from the very beginning. Ella's influence isn't confined to singles. She has been making waves in doubles as well, recently partnering with American teenager Ivik to defeat tennis legends including Venus Williams and former world number 1 Elina Svitolina. She is rubbing shoulders with royalty, winning matches she was expected to lose, and carrying the hopes of an entire Southeast Asian nation with every swing of her racket. Alexandra Eala is fully aware of who she is, where she comes from, and what she represents, a fact that becomes critically important very soon. Now, turning to Nicki Minaj, understanding her circumstances is essential to grasp why this collaboration was proposed and how it went catastrophically wrong. Minaj, once untouchable in the music industry, has been navigating a rough patch. The woman who redefined female rap, built an empire on talent and personality, and dominated charts globally, has faced waves of controversy that have left even loyal fans questioning her choices. Aligning with controversial political figures alienated large portions of her audience, eroding public goodwill and casting doubt on the empowering, independent persona she had cultivated over years. Her social media activity became erratic, marked by multiple deactivations and reactivations, signaling uncertainty in navigating the shifting cultural landscape. Meanwhile, whispers in the music industry suggested that her time at the top might be waning. Minaj's team recognized the brewing crisis and devised a dramatic pivot. Instead of relying solely on new music or directly addressing controversies, they aimed to attach her brand to the next generation of global female icons. But this strategy required precision. They sought someone outside the entertainment ecosystem, a figure of undeniable talent, impeccable reputation, and broad appeal who could rehabilitate Minaj's image by association. Alexandra Eala, a young, accomplished athlete from a developing nation, fit this vision perfectly. A woman of color who had overcome enormous obstacles to excel at the highest levels, she symbolized discipline, talent, and positivity, everything Minaj needed to be reflected alongside her. The plan appeared flawless on paper. Mutually beneficial, high-profile, and culturally resonant. Sources with direct knowledge of the negotiations, speaking on condition of anonymity, reveal that the initial approach was presented as what Ella's team called a golden ticket offer. Minaj was preparing for a major album launch, a comeback positioned to remind the world of her status as rap royalty. Her team reached out with a proposal so enticing that most 20-year-old athletes would have accepted without hesitation, promising exposure, prestige, and a chance to step into a cultural spotlight far beyond the tennis court. But what was designed to be a carefully orchestrated partnership, intended to elevate both careers, was about to unravel in ways no one anticipated. They wanted Ella to be a VIP guest at Nicki Minaj's ultra-exclusive album launch party in Los Angeles, an event that would draw every major player in the entertainment industry and receive global media coverage. But that was only the beginning. The proposal also included a joint promotion campaign for a high-end athletic brand, putting Ella's face alongside Minaj's in worldwide advertisements and marketing materials. The exposure alone was worth millions, and the financial compensation on the table was substantial enough that Ella's team would have been remiss not to consider it seriously. For a moment, everything seemed to be moving smoothly. Ella, like many young women her age, had grown up inspired by Minaj's music and her messages of female empowerment and independence. The collaboration promised an unparalleled platform, capable of transforming Ella from a rising tennis star into a global crossover celebrity recognized far beyond the world of sports. Both teams were optimistic, preliminary agreements were drafted, and it seemed they had found the perfect partnership. But the first warning signs soon emerged. As negotiations moved beyond broad strokes and into the finer details, Minaj's team began to make increasingly demanding and troubling requests. They didn't just want Ella to attend the party and pose for a few photos. They wanted control. They sought to style her from head to toe according to Minaj's aesthetic, overriding Ella's established image as a serious, disciplined athlete. They demanded scripting for interviews and social media posts, dictating how she should speak, what she could say, and even how she should present herself in photographs, from angles to expressions, to ensure every image reinforced Minaj's brand. According to sources who reviewed the detailed contracts, Minaj's team was effectively asking Ella to surrender her identity, turning her from a respected athlete into a carefully curated accessory meant to make Minaj look better. They wanted the legitimacy, prestige, and goodwill that came with associating with a top athlete, but not the athlete herself. They wanted a prop, a decorative figure, something pliable that could be molded to fit their narrative. Ella's team immediately raised concerns, pushing back against the most extreme demands and attempting to negotiate terms that would preserve Ella's autonomy and professional image while still allowing the collaboration to proceed. Minaj's camp, however, was not interested in compromise. They had a vision for the project that required Ella to subordinate her identity entirely. Negotiations grew tense, with both sides increasingly uncertain whether an agreement was even possible. Yet all parties continued forward, hoping that once they met face-to-face, personal chemistry and mutual respect would smooth over contractual tensions. That hope proved catastrophically misplaced. The turning point came at a preliminary meeting in Los Angeles, intended as a casual pre-party mixer to introduce Ella and Minaj in a relaxed environment. The plan was simple: meet, take a few teaser photos, establish rapport, and leave feeling excited about the collaboration. Instead, the event became the scene of the first major confrontation that would ultimately derail the entire project. Multiple eyewitnesses describe an immediate sense of tension the moment Ella arrived. She was dressed in smart casual attire that reflected her identity as a professional athlete, polished, confident, and true to herself. Despite the increasingly troubling contract negotiations, Ella reportedly arrived excited and optimistic about the opportunity. The atmosphere, however, was instantly off. When Minaj entered and was formally introduced, the greeting was far from cordial. Witnesses describe Minaj giving Ella a long, appraising look from head to toe, one that felt dismissive and judgmental, the kind of evaluation that immediately put someone on the defensive. It was not a warm handshake or enthusiastic acknowledgement, but a silent message that seemed to say, "I am deciding if you are worth my time," rather than signaling excitement or mutual respect. The moment set the tone for what would become a dramatic and highly publicized clash, signaling the beginning of a feud that no one involved had anticipated. The energy in the room shifted instantly. Conversations that had been lively moments before died down as everyone present sensed that something was about to erupt. The plan for the meeting had seemed simple: take a few preliminary photos together, casual shots for social media to build anticipation for the collaboration without giving too much away. But when the photographer began setting up and instructed both women into position, the situation quickly spiraled. Following directions from Minaj's team, The photographer asked Ella to strike a pose witnesses later described as provocative, the kind of pose typical of a music video or fashion shoot aimed at male audiences, completely incompatible with Ella's professional athlete image. Alexandra Eala, to her credit, responded politely but firmly, stating, "I'm an athlete and I want to be represented as strong, not just decorative." In any reasonable setting, this boundary should have been respected. She wasn't being difficult. She was asserting her right to control how she was portrayed. The photographer could have adjusted, found a compromise, and continued the shoot. Instead, Minaj reportedly laughed. Not a nervous or awkward laugh, but a cold, cutting, dismissive laugh that instantly conveyed contempt. Members of Minaj's entourage quickly joined in, their comments mocking Ella's refusal to comply. Witnesses heard phrases like, "Who does she think she is?" and "Why even bother with this collaboration if she's going to be difficult?" The atmosphere, already tense, became openly hostile in seconds. But even these comments paled in comparison to what came next, a moment that transformed a failed business meeting into an international incident. That morning, Nicki Minaj posted a brief, uncharacteristically somber message on Twitter. "I forgot what it felt like to climb. I'm sorry." No graphics, no promotional messaging, just plain text. The tweet was quickly deleted, likely after her management intervened, but screenshots circulated instantly. Everyone understood the implication. Although Minaj did not name Alexandra Eala explicitly, the context was clear. The apology was directed at the 20-year-old tennis star who had refused to be used as a prop, a young woman whose strength and integrity reminded a superstar of what it truly means to earn respect. The fallout was immediate. The collaboration was dead before it could begin, and Minaj's album rollout, planned around the partnership, was thrown into chaos as her team scrambled to rebuild a strategy. But amid the wreckage, something remarkable emerged. Alexandra Eala transcended tennis. The incident propelled her onto the global stage, not as a mere athlete, but as a symbol of authenticity, self-respect, and empowerment. Her refusal to compromise her identity in the face of intense pressure became a defining moment, one that resonated with fans worldwide and cemented her reputation as someone who refuses to be anything less than herself. The narrative had shifted. Ella was no longer just a rising tennis star. She was now a cultural figure whose influence extended far beyond the court, challenging norms and commanding respect from even the most powerful figures in entertainment. She's no longer just an athlete admired by sports fans. Alexandra Eala has become a global symbol of integrity, a living example of knowing who you are and refusing to compromise that identity for money, fame, or external pressure. She showed millions that you don't need to be the loudest voice or the most famous person in the room to own a moment. You just need to understand yourself, your roots, and your values, and refuse to let anyone take that away from you. She refused to be treated as a plaything. She refused to allow her country to be dismissed or erased. She refused to compromise her principles for a paycheck. And in doing so, she brought a global superstar to her knees, not through confrontation, insults, or theatrics, but simply by standing firm, speaking her truth with dignity, and remaining authentically herself. As Ella continues her 2026 tennis season, representing the Philippines with unwavering pride and determination, one fact is undeniable. The world now knows exactly where the Philippines is on the map. She has placed her country front and center, shining brighter than ever, embodied by a young woman whose character proved to matter far more than celebrity or fortune. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj faces a long and challenging journey if she hopes to restore the image and values that originally propelled her to superstardom. And she has Alexandra Eala to thank for delivering the wake-up call that might very well save her career and her legacy. This story is still unfolding, and we'll be the first to update you if Minaj issues a full public apology, if Ella responds to the deleted tweet, or if any new developments arise in this ongoing saga. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Minaj's tears and the deleted apology were genuine, or just a calculated PR move to salvage her image? Did Alexandra make the right choice by walking away from what could have been $1 million opportunity in order to stand up for herself and her country? Or should she have tried to make the platform work for good? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your perspectives are always valued. When people feel that their voices are heard and respected, it inspires engagement, conversation, and support, just like this story has.